Hello, welcome back to Bloodborne. This will be part 10. Last episode we went ahead and went up to Odin Chapel, ascent to the top, grabbed some items, went down and got through the workshop, the hidden workshop, and proceeded through to opening the gate to go ahead and continue on through the game. So we're going to go ahead and take the route to continue the game. As always, remember to scan the battlefield before you walk anywhere. Peek around the corners to see what you're going to deal with. Just be aware of the new enemy over there with the bag man. You don't want to die to him, otherwise he's going to take you to a place you don't want to go right now. Go ahead and deal with the ghost face guys and continue on through the gate that we opened in the last episode. Two routes you can take here. You can take the left side or you can take the right side up the stairs. Taking the left side, you're going to get ambushed by a bunch of dogs and some guys with guns and all that kind of stuff, so we want to take the right side up here and try to gain the advantage on the high ground. You want to go ahead and grab these items that you come across. And the guy with the scythe is pretty dangerous, can hit you pretty hard. There'll be some enemies that are traveling up the stairs. You're going to come across one giant enemy and a couple of gun guy and the guy with the scythe. You just want to get backstabs off as much as you can with these dudes. Oh, look. So dealing with the bigger enemies, you kind of want to stay underneath their legs, stay out of the range of their swiping attacks, and any weapon that has like a slash effect to it, so that you can kind of do the snow speeder method. Just kind of slash and run around it as they kind of trot along and try to follow you. times where these enemies will not cooperate with you. You just have to be patient. Try to stay away. Don't get greedy with your hits. Heal up as necessary. Run away if you have to. And then this is just the backside where we could have entered through this way. I'm over here though for an item. And then peek around this corner and there should be a few dogs. The dog already kind of aggroed on me. While we were fighting the big guy, so we went ahead and took care of that thing. And then from here you can proceed two directions. You can go up. Up will continue the game, and then down will continue the Cathedral Ward exploration. So that's exactly what we want to do. Once we pop these two gates, we're actually going to unlock Eileen's next part of her quest line. So that's going to be the crow lady that we met at the beginning. That gave us our first set of Hunter's Gold marks. We're coming into here and just grab the items. You can ignore these two fights unless you really want the echoes. I don't really consider them to be useful at this point in the game though, because all they do is just take too many hits to kill, and they do stuff like that. Just let them slash away. Run over here and you'll be safe. This ghost face can be kind of dangerous because he does have a flame sprayer of a type. More of like an acidic mist spray. Does a lot of damage if it connects with you. And then this is the second gate. So once we pop these two gates, we've unlocked Eileen's little quest line here. And if you ended up grabbing the Hunter's Chief's emblem for those 10,000 echoes, you could have skipped all of Old Yarnum and come right through here and continue the game this way. So here you'll see there's the big guy. We already know that route. This is where you come from the Cathedral Ward the first time. So if you grab the Hunter, or you grab the Chief's emblem mark, you would have just been able to instantly access this place. So for here, we are going to opt to go to this left side and travel in the back. Got another ghost face. Around here to pick up some poison knives, which are really good items to use. Very limited though, those are like the only poison knives you'll see until you start hitting the Chalice dungeons. Generally here there's two NPCs that we want to talk to and we want to save. But first you kind of want to travel down this alleyway because there's going to be a couple of ambushes. Like I said before, just check the corners. You can see this guy's already coming up.
This town's finished.
Another door that has a red lantern, meaning that there's someone we can talk to. This guy's pretending to sleep. So the beast guy that's coming up here with the gun guy, probably the most dangerous encounter in the alleyway. You just want to separate the two. So again, the idea there is that you're meant to go ahead and run down this alleyway. If you're not being observant, you're going to get ambushed by this guy. The other guy's sleeping. You're going to walk right by him. You'll have someone chasing you, along with the beast guy with that giant comb, and the gun guy shooting at you with this narrow hallway. So just take it slow. Identify where you're trying to be at. Obviously, the mist isn't going to help anything either. Coming up here, you'll see that we're already getting shot at by these guys. That's fine, we're just going to go back and talk to these two.
Oh my, what a queer scent. But I'd take it over the stench of blood and beasts any day. What is it then? I'm off during hunts, and besides, this is no place for ladies. Wouldn't want to drag you down too.
So this specific NPC is actually very important for our ultimate ending that we want to achieve. So you do essentially want to save this NPC, otherwise you're going to miss out on a 1/3 umbilical cord.
Oh, thank goodness. You're a hunter, aren't you, dear? Might you know of a safe place? The night is long and there's very little of the incense left. Please, there must be some nice place to run off to.
If you tell her to go to the clinic, you'll end up getting a rune, but she'll turn into an alien. And if you tell her to go to the chapel, you will have saved this NPC and allowed yourself to gain the umbilical cord.
Oh, thank you, dear. Perhaps I'll see you there. Oh, thank you, dear. Perhaps I'll see you.
The dialogue changes with this NPC if you are a male or female version of a hunter. She is clearly a prostitute, so that is what she does. So she'll have more flirty dialogue if you're a man, and obviously she kind of told us, like, she didn't want to bring us down her path either because we are a female, so... Again, dialogue changes there for that NPC. This one can be a little fidgety. This guy is a schizo, so he will go to the opposite area of where you tell him there is a safe place to go. So we want to tell him to go to Yusefka's clinic instead of the chapel, because if you do that, he's going to end up going to the clinic and he'll turn into an alien and become a rune. So we want to save this guy as well.
You're not from around here, are you? Well, an outsider who's come to join the hunt? What a pathetic idea. You what? What, you think I'm a beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast. And step away from our castle. Oh, enough of you. What, you think this is funny? Well, I certainly don't, so be gone with you. I'll have nothing to do with your beast stunts. Well, what's this two-bit nonsense you're peddling? I heard you told that wench about some shelter. Well, she's a damn fool to trust an outsider. Now, why? Well, her sort's probably just fixing to feed some of your coin. All right. What crafty lies does the outsider have today? You think I'm an easy mark? Yeah? Well, give me your best shot.
So at this point, make sure you tell him of Yusefka's clinic if you want to save him. He's just going to go the opposite direction because he doesn't trust you, and that's what his dialogue was basically trying to set up, was he's going to go the opposite direction of where you tell him to go.
Yeah, sorry. Too sharp for that bollocks. I know a superstition when I hear one. Outsiders. Even their lies are predictable. What? Still preying on folks with your book of lies? Yeah, fine. Come on, show me what you got. Tell me about your little safe place.
Then you have a chance to change it up if you want to make your final decision on him. We're still going to go ahead and keep up with the Yusefka's clinic thing.
Yeah, sorry. Too sharp. Sorry.
Make sure you exhaust all NPC dialogue, as always with the From Software games. And we can continue on. Nothing in these doors. This one is just another interaction.
We've the deepest gratitude for the church and all they do for us. Deepest, widest gratitude, yes. Yeah.
So everybody who's been crazy is starting to become even crazier. A new uniform with the Black Church outfit here. So you go ahead and put that on. If you so choose, it does give you a little bit of upgrades for stuff that we have already. So now you can look like the ghost faces before they became the ghost face. A little bit of lore behind every single uniform, and this uniform is actually used to kind of trick certain NPCs and stuff like that throughout the game, so it is required that you do grab this if you want to see Bloodborne to its full effect. Coming through here, there's another door with a red lantern.
Praise you. Praise the old damn church. And best of luck hunting. Best luck of all.
Alright, so another NPC that is just kind of giving a shit. Here's some more poison knives. This area, just watch out for the gunner. Use the trees as cover. Use the pillars as cover. Just kind of let him get his shots off. There you go. Same old strategy. Just kind of funnel them, control the enemies as much as you can. Come up and deal with the gunner. So up here you're going to see that we have another kin, the brain sucker. So this guy you can actually just kind of poke him through the wall there. So you don't have to go and meet him. Because like I said before, they are very dangerous enemies that will steal your insight if they get a hold of you. And do massive damage that for lower level builds can probably destroy your HP in one shot. So nothing wrong with having a long weapon, just kind of poke through the railing, and they are extremely weak to thrust damage, as well as bolt. So from here we've kind of cleared the bottom half of the extended version of Cathedral Ward. So you can go ahead and climb up the ladder. And there's actually two ways that we could have approached this area. I chose this direction because it's a lot safer and we can actually draw these enemies away, because if you decide to go up the other route, drop down the ladder, they're actually all just chilling in here, kind of waiting to ambush you, and you're going to be dealing with the werewolf guy, the gunner, and those pitchforks and all sorts of stuff's going to come running after you, so... that was the more safer intended route to take. We're looking up here, you can kind of look down, you can see there's items from the dead things that we just killed. And if you do intend to take this route, you can kind of scan the battlefield even more, kind of see what you're going to deal with, plan your weapons accordingly. Out to this direction, and you will see there's a note laying on the ground. A watchman of Bergenworth guards the gate with a password, the sacred adage of the Grand Cathedral. So another little ominous note left on the ground. We have no idea what it's really used for, but you know, world building and storytelling here in Bloodborne's fashion. But it is a key hint as to where we kind of need to progress next. Go ahead and climb down this ladder. And then here's an item. So now you should recognize this area. This is the grand staircase that leads up to the Grand Cathedral. If we wanted to, we could have taken the ladder, climbed up, went to the little tower over there, and oversaw the battlefield, dropped down, and fought all those enemies that we did. But we opted to go for the side route. Picked up 2 NPCs and did a successful trick. Oh. Those guys in their wide arcing swings are terrible. So this is the way to continue. If we went through this archway, there would have been the brain sucker kind of chilling in the corner, waiting to attack you. along with that crow. So the idea is that you're kind of panicking, freaking around, not wanting to fight two giant axe-wielding Ghostface, and then get ambushed by crows, gunners, and the brain sucker. More twin blood shards right here for your plus 4, 5, and 6 weapon. And if you do struggle with the brain sucker, if you just come through this archway, run through this door right here, he will actually stop chasing you, because he has to return to where his AI programming is telling him to go. So if you want to be able to cheese that enemy, go ahead and do that while he turns his back, and just give it a poke, run back, and keep doing it. Not a wrong way to handle that. Remember this area, we will come back to it eventually, but we're going to pick up the items here. So we got a new Tempering Bloodstone. This one's a 2 version, so it's a little bit obviously stronger than the other. You know, as they start getting more numbers and stuff attached to them, they'll become a lot stronger. So this one adds more physical attack and physical up at full HP. So if you're good at maintaining your HP and you never drop or you don't get hit, you're going to be even stronger because of it. So coming down the staircase here, we are going to run into a door that we are not eligible to open up yet because we do not know the password. So that note at the top was kind of alluding to this path right here.
The password.
So because we do not know it, the only thing we can do is keep quiet and continue on. Just kind of wait for their backs to turn, run away, far angles, come through here. And back up the staircase. Alright, so from this point, you do want to start heading up towards the areas to go. And you're going to be faced with 3 branching paths from here. These 2 guys are really annoying to deal with. This is our first instance of being inflicted with frenzy if those little spears that they're holding actually hit you. Frenzy is pretty much a insta-kill at this point in the game because it's just going to take percentage health away, making it just pop you for death. So it's, once it builds up all the way, you're pretty much dead. So it's like what Curse is, or Petrification in Dark Souls. So when we go up there, you do want to kind of avoid these guys. There's not really an easy way to deal with them other than getting viscerals off, but getting their movesets down is really difficult since they thrust a lot. If you go to the left, there's going to be an optional path to go to Hemwick Charnel Lane. If you go straight forward through the doors, there's going to be one of the major bosses that will change the world of Bloodborne as we beat it. And if you go to the right path, there will be some items, some enemies, some of those critter guys with a bunch of upgrade mats, and 2 hunters that we actually don't want to deal with right now because we want to save them for a much later section of the game. But either way, you can't go wrong. You're going to find yourself doing something on all 3 paths. The right path, though, will be a block. Once you get to an end, you're going to reach an area where you can't continue. So the game's trying to tell you that that's not really where you need to be at. But you can go ahead and go over there, farm enemies, grab stuff, whatever. We are eventually going to have to fight this boss, because that's how you progress Bloodborne story. But we're going to take the left optional path, so that we can actually start getting the item we need to use our runes, finally. But for now, we are going to head back to the Hunter's Dream, level up, and then continue on with Eileen's quest line, because it is missable if you don't do it correctly. continuing on and opening up all the gates around here will actually allow this summon to be, allotted here. This is Henriette, just another hunter with no lore background. You kind of have to look up on the wiki about what the story is with Henriette. And we are actually going to take this NPC and use it for for that boss that's up there. Or you could just take them now, if you're struggling through the entire world of the Cathedral area. And that NPC can help you by taking away some stuff from you. So after you open up all the gates around the Cathedral Ward, Eileen is now going to be here. As I said before, remember this area.
Oh, hello there. Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. Henrik, an old hunter, has gone mad, and he's my mark. Don't go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. I have business there first. Don't go near the...
So make sure you expend her dialogue, because otherwise she will be stuck here and you're going to be like, okay, what am I supposed to do? She's warning us against not going towards the bottom of Odin Chapel. So that's exactly what we're going to do, is not listen and go down to Odin Chapel. So when you use the Hunter's Dream, we want to reset the world state so that all the NPCs move in their correct locations. And then the same thing with the Hunter's Dream as always. I kind of just run around. I want to see if Gurman's around for any extra dialogue. But just continue the loop. Get in your good habit. If the doll's sleeping, that's fine. Make sure you hit the storage. If you need to grab stuff, put it away, whatever. Workshop. We're going to go ahead and fortify our rifle spear. Repair what you need to repair, and add the new bloodstone gems as needed. So you can see a huge increase in this tempering bloodstone. It only gets better if we're able to keep our HP at full. Obviously not very easy to do in Bloodborne, but if you're good enough at parrying and not running into traps, you should be able to hit for max damage every single time. But either way, we do get that huge 7.3 increase, so our spear is going to be doing a lot of damage now. And then once we get to the memory altar stuff, we'll start putting the runes in. Let's come out to the side. Go ahead and check down here if Gurman's just kind of chilling in the forest. He is not. Purchase what you need to purchase. Remember not to use your insight as much though yet. There will be a point where we do want to reduce that down to 0. Go ahead and buy any items from the Bath Messengers as needed. And then level up.
What is... Very well then. Farewell, good...
Alright, so when you look back here, the observant hunter is going to notice that you are missing or you should be missing one of these little things here, right? So the Tomb of Odin is what's going to be missing once we return back over to the Cathedral Ward. Because you're not supposed to be able to transport to an area that has conflict. And that's what Eileen was basically telling us, is that she's telling us not to go down towards Odin Chapel, the tomb area, because she has business over there. Knowing what we know of Eileen, she is a hunter of hunters. So we are going to have another hunter encounter. And returning to the Cathedral Ward, we will now see that we have 2 new NPCs. You know that you have gotten it correct if that guy's chilling in the corner. And you have the lady sitting in the chair. Go ahead and talk to the creepy guy for new dialogues.
Oh, the hunter. Thank you. So that old man, you told him about this place, right? Well, he don't offer me much in the way of conversation, but still, I'd rather see him alive anyhow. And I sort of hope that my asking you turn out to, you know, help him out in the end. I've never been any use to anyone, you see. Just happy about it, is all. If you find any sane survivors, send them along to Erden. If you find any...
Now, I'm sure that he has, like, unique dialogue if you were to do it one at a time, but we opted to do both, so he's going to go with the dialogue of the last chosen option. So you can mix it up, go for the guy first, and then go for the woman here, and then he'll have unique dialogue for the lady saving as well. So what we want to do is go ahead and talk to all of our new NPCs here.
Ah, you. The swindling off-comer. Did you really think that'd work? There's no fooling me. Now, off with you. You heard me. Go away. I can't stand the stench of your lying breath. I'll spare you one nugget of advice. Beware the blind man. There the beggar sits at the bottom of the bloody food chain, and then he's here acting like he owns the place. He's not to be trusted. What's he want with all those people anyway? That little weasel has a murky past, I'm telling you. Oh. Give it a rest, please. I've no time for your petty lies. And what? Just go away now. I can't stand the stench of your lying breath. I can't stand. Yeah.
So as I said before, the Yarnamites are just assholes. Complete assholes. Now she, on the other hand, is not. But very important to the story. So we want to keep her alive.
Oh, hello, dear. You weren't lying. This is a safe place. Thank you. I am in your debt. I'd like to tender my thanks, but I can't imagine what to offer. All I can give is my blood. But would you even take a whore's blood? Oh, good. Come close, dear. Don't worry, I've done this before. Oh, hello. Sorry, dear, you're much too eager. I've only so much blood, okay?
So that is a piece of dialogue that you really don't want to ignore. She's basically telling us that the more blood you take from her, she actually can end up dying in the chair. So you don't want to continuously spam her blood. Otherwise, you're going to ruin her quest line. So the 2 unique blood vials that we got here are the blood of Ariana and Yusefska's blood vial. Yusefska's is only good for the beginning of the game, when you can continuously get it from the real one. But now that we have the fake one inside of the clinic, she will no longer give it to you, and there's only one more chest towards the end of the game that will give you, you know, your final one that you can actually achieve. Not really worth using. They're just there to be there, just for extreme emergency situations if need be. The blood of Ariana heals HP and temporarily boosts stamina recovery speed. So, pretty unique to use. You can use it a couple of times if you really need to. You're struggling with a boss or something like that. Just be aware that the more you ask for her blood, the weaker she's going to become, and it's going to ruin her quest line. And then her, you know, her dialogue there, kind of calling herself what she did, and, you know, that's how you know what she is. So, old man, old lady, and her. It's the NPCs that you should have at this point. We are going to walk outside to see if Eileen is still chilling outside.
Don't go near the tap.
I'll go ahead and make the run back towards where we fought Father Gascoigne. Shouldn't be any new dangers here. Until we come down this way. There he is. Alright, so this NPC is Henrik. You kind of want to run around in circles for now until Eileen comes and helps you out. Because he can be a pain in the ass to deal with. He is your standard hunter with Hunter's Pistol and a Saw Cleaver. There we go. So Eileen will not die in this fight. You do not have to worry about that. Just kind of take your poke, stab, run away. If he aggroes on you, wait until Eileen grabs his attention once again. Just be very careful about not hitting Eileen as you're doing this stuff, because she will eventually aggro on you, and that'll ruin her questline. Alright, with Henrik defeated, we'll go ahead and grab his equipment. It is another little rune there. Before she walks away, grab her attention.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks. We made it with our lives. You're not bad at all. You must have killed Gascoigne as well, then. He was falling apart, I'm sure it had to be done. But try to keep your hands clean. A hunter should hunt beasts. Leave the hunting of hunters to me. Try to keep your hands clean. Leave the hunting of hunters to me. Try it.
So Eileen's story is basically like a mercy killer. You know, she was friends with these hunters in the past, but the hunters are starting to succumb to, you know, the blood moon and becoming beasts themselves. So Father Gascoigne, the second boss of the game that we fought, was one of those. And, you know, she was going to go after him, but we decided that we were going to take that kill from her. So she started taking notice of us, ends up following us around to see what we are all about. And then, you know, she's basically just trying to mercy kill these hunters, while also being part of a covenant that is rivals to another one that we'll see in the future. So that's the second part of Eileen's quest. She only has 3 parts. So if you do miss this or you skip out on it, you're gonna not see it forever. So just keep that in mind. But with that accomplished, we can take a new look at the rune Air. This gives you more blood echoes from visceral attacks. So if you're really good at pulling off parries and getting viscerals off, and the killing blow leads to you getting more blood echoes from there. So you can go ahead and pop the lantern, or you can run back up. We'll just go ahead and pop back over to the Hunter's Dream. And the reason why that quest line would fail is because she would not be meant to survive without your help to kill Henrik. So Eileen would essentially die at that spot, and then you would never know that she had another piece to go in her story there. So the dolls move locations. just get in a good habit of repairing her weapons as need be. She's always generally going to be around this tombstone right here,
Welcome. What
if she's not where she's usually hanging out.
over time? Very well.
And we were sitting at 8,200. Okay.
Farewell.
So we'll go ahead and pop a few cold bloods to get that number up.
Welcome. Very well then. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Every now and again, just respect the doll and give her a bow. German's back, probably going to be, yep.
Oh, Lawrence, what's taking you so long? I've grown too old for this. Of little use now, I'm afraid. Oh.
So more of this hidden German dialogue. Like I said before, you'll have to kind of jump on the wiki to find them all, because he just kind of randomly spawns. Don't really know what his triggers are. So he's alluding to a guy named Lawrence. We have absolutely no idea who this guy is. So. Ominous, foreshadowing, whatever you want to call it. That's Bloodborne. The new items in the Bath Messenger. So every time you defeat like a hunter and stuff like that, you might want to check in on the insight pool, because sometimes these guys drop their equipment. And Henrik's stuff is among some of the best equipment in the game. And it really has a strong bolt resistance. So very, very useful for a future boss that we are going to come up on in another zone. So I would actually spend the insight to go ahead and grab Henrik's stuff. And go ahead and put that stuff on. And you'll see that you get a huge physical defense increase, bolt resistance, blood defense, and arcane takes a hit, but we're going to get frenzy resistance and beasthood added too, so it's really good for beasthood runs if you are into that. And the absolute drip from Henrik's scarves here are very, very cool. Little feather hat, a little yellow dye aesthetic here. One of my favorite uniforms in the entire game. And then with that, we are complete here in the Hunter's Dream for now. Nothing new has been added over here to the Bath Messenger, so don't worry about it. You can now go back to the Cathedral Ward. So back at the Cathedral Ward, I'm kind of paranoid. I really do just like talking to the NPCs to make sure that I'm not missing any dialogues. So if you want to, just kind of talk to them, exhaust their dialogue until they start repeating themselves.
Oh, hello. Sorry, dear.
That will mean that you know that you're in good standing with them.
Yeah.
I've noticed them.
Okay. And then from here, remember the enemy's locations. Just make sure you're not aggro. Do not aggro that bad guy unless you want to have a bad time with him. Alright, so here again, we're going to have to go ahead and clear out this entire area because we do want to go to the left side of the grand staircase. So just take your time, clear out the enemies as efficiently as you can. Now I kind of rushed that guy. Obviously, that's not something you want to do. Honestly, just take your time with these guys. They don't need to be rushed. I'm just rushing right now because I'm running out of time for the video. So, on this part, go ahead and start your sprint. You don't want to grab the attention of the big guy. If he's in your way, just run underneath him. Run past these two guys right here and to the left side. They will eventually give up chase on you, so you don't need to worry about them too much. Just don't kind of sit around and wait for them to sneak up behind you. Bloodshot eyeball, that is going to be a chalice item that we need. So go ahead and grab you a free one on this side. Coming down here, go ahead and check the corners, make sure you're not missing any items. That's where they like to tuck things away. Grab a set of Bolt Hunter's marks. And then come through this cavern for the next part of our adventure. Alright, so this is what I like to call the sniper forest. A whole bunch of gun guys in this area, along with these dogs that have like a bunch of blades or bones sticking out of them, whatever they are. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see until you're kind of just really checking them out. This place is ambush heavy, so the greatest thing you can do is just skirt around the wood line and kind of get like a wide view of the battlefield instead of just running in between the trees, because that's what they want you to do. And then you're going to start getting shot at in like 8 different directions because there's just a whole bunch of riflemen around here. To showcase these dogs, they have the same movesets as the regular dogs, they just are a little bit stronger. So you want to kind of aggro them, step off to the side, and then deal with them as such. If you get too many of them to start chasing you along with being shot, that is the idea of this area, and you will die pretty quickly. But if you take your time, as we've been teaching, and just kind of walk around, you shouldn't have no issue dealing with these guys. Get behind them, take some pokes, let the dogs do their thing. That is a rare drop from the dogs, the bloodstone shards, just regular, you know, +3 things. Just gotta watch out for these guys. Just keep taking those wide angles, draw out the dogs before you aggro the riflemen, and you won't have a problem with this area. See, like I said, they just kind of come out of nowhere with this stuff. And yes, there are pots that explode, so unfortunately I got kind of caught in the blast radius of one. Luckily enough, though, I didn't take enough damage to die from that. So with the barrels, you can go ahead and just roll through them so you don't have to deal with them like that. It's amazing how I did not die on that. I think I had like 1 HP. Just survived it. And that is a good showcase of what happens when you start getting spammy, start panicking. But the way that I handled it is that instead of like rolling around in circles and letting them kind of gain the advantage on me, I went ahead and started rolling backwards to get a wider view of the battlefield. And sometimes that can help you out because the enemy's AI is going to kind of twist and turn them around to where they need to follow where you're at. So if you can just get them in a wider path, you can give yourself more options to go left, right, or whatever. Essentially, we are trying to make it through this door right here. You will see that we have a lantern. So pop the lantern for safety in case you do die in this area. Because what's going to happen is if you die in that forest, you'll have to do that run back past the big guys and all that stuff up the staircase. But if you pop the lantern here, you'll actually gain the advantage of coming from behind them, and then you can plan your attack in an ambush setting. So just a safety lamp right there, just in case things go wrong inside the sniper's forest. And honestly, I survived all of that because of this new gear. Henrik's stuff is really good for this part of the game. A lot of twists and turns in here. Just kind of check the corners. You can grab some new upgrade mats. Just kind of look up every now and again because you never know when they're barreling down on you. Kind of use the terrain to your advantage. You can see there's a gun guy right there. Kind of come up the hill, camped. Just be aware of what you can and cannot do in this area because you can get locked pretty easily. Remember that you can poke things behind, through and behind stuff. Just take your time. Now, if you want to play it kind of safe with these guys, you see there's a group of them. If all 4 of them get their shots off on you, they will pretty much just insta-kill you. So if you want to play it really safe, just go ahead and pop Molotov cocktails on them, since they're kind of grouped up. Make sure you check all angles and corners first before doing this to make sure that you cleared out as much as you could. Because you don't want any random dogs to just kind of start running up on you while you're getting shot at. Unfortunately, the Molotovs won't do enough damage to just one-shot them, so you can kind of just weaken them, get over there for a one-hit slash. And you can see that they kind of take turns shooting at you, so you just kind of want to sidestep them. Anything that happens to you that makes you kind of just stand still, that's where they get their best advantage off of you at. So just take your time, kind of play with it, go left and right, wait for the reloads, and then keep them in front of you. Try not to get behind where you have one behind you and you can't see them, because that's where they generally start staggering you and you'll end up dying. And this should be it for the Sniper's Forest. This is the greatest source of Quicksilver bullets. So if you need to come back and get some more bullets, make sure that you farm this area. They will give you, you know, almost 3 to 4 a pop. So you can get a lot of them in one go just by doing that. Checked all the corners and we got what we needed. Every now and again the dogs will drop the twin bloodstone shards, which is great. I ended up getting just the rare variant, but you can get the ultra rare variant if you just kind of sit around and farm them up for a little bit. But where we're going, you don't need to worry about it, because by the end of Hemwick Charnel Lane, we should have a +6 weapon by the end of it all. Alright, so with the Sniper's Forest done, we have went ahead and cleared out the rest of the Cathedral Ward, opened up the gates, got ourselves two new NPCs, continued on with Eileen's quest line, got Henrik's garb and another rune and stuff like that. So right now we're looking at, like, we're in great shape. We're going to take the side path. If you continued forward through the great doors of the cathedral, you would have ended up having a world state changing boss, one of the main bosses in the entirety of Bloodborne itself. So just keep in mind, if that's what you want to do, it's fine, but you will be kind of progressing the game a lot further. So taking the side path is going to be worth our time, because we are going to get an item at the end of it that's going to allow us to start using our runes. And I find runes to be very useful because they can help your build out a lot, depending on what you're going for, or they can just generally just help you by having more bullets, blood vials, or ways to regain your health. Since we've been collecting them, there's no point in not trying to get those things right now, so we'll take the optional path. Make sure you pop the lantern, and then scan your battlefield. You'll see that we have some crazy dancer ladies down there. This whole village is jacked up, just like the rest of this game. And in the next part, we will go ahead and continue through Hemwick Charnel Lane and fight the witches of Hemwick. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching.